Alrighty, good evening, Arkansas. This is Chief Forecaster Cameron, Executive Director Rich, and our forecaster Dustin here. We are here to give you guys a live stream going over the severe weather threat for tonight in the overnight hours, and also we're going to talk to you guys about Wednesday here. So, gonna wait for a few more people to come in before we get started. Just double checking audio, make sure you guys can hear me. Audio levels should be good. Rich, Dustin, if you guys could do an audio check for us real quick, that'd be awesome.
Audio check. 1, 2.
Check.
Alright, so guys, let me know in the comments if you heard all three of us, and then we're going to get started. Like I said before, we've got a lot to talk about tonight in Arkansas, so if you guys could do me a big favor, those that are going to have the questions and stuff like that, this is the time right now to tune in. Then we'll get started with you guys at this point, okay? So I think we've maxed out pretty much everybody that we're going to get right now. If you tune in late, you can come in and rewatch the live stream and stuff like that here, okay? So let's get started. This is current radar that you guys are looking at right now. Things are pretty quiet here in Arkansas outside of a few pop-up showers and storms over in northeastern Arkansas. Got a few showers down here in southern and southwestern Arkansas. But if you take a look out west, this is what we have at this point out here in Oklahoma and Kansas. The high risk, a level 5 out of 5 here, and you can see multiple supercells have gotten started out there, multiple tornado warnings in place, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. That activity is going to move into western and northwestern Arkansas as we get into late tonight and into the first part of your Tuesday morning. Main threat is going to be damaging winds, large hail, and we will have to watch out for the tornado threat as we get into tonight here. So those that are asking questions, I'm going to tell you this right now. Please be patient with us. If you don't have patience, you're going to have to learn it with us because you've got a lot of comments that are going to be coming in. We're going to have to get to you guys' questions as much as possible, but you guys know this situation when we do these Q&A live streams. We got to go over the information first, and then I will get to you guys' questions here. So if you guys could just hold on for just about 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll get to you guys' questions here. But I wanted to show you guys current radar because right now, as you can see, the line of storms is starting to form out here towards Oklahoma and into the Kansas area here. Also, I just realized something, the header below.
I fixed it.
Yeah, you fixed it?
Yep.
Sweet, thank you. Someone brought it up, and thank you for fixing that. So let's go ahead and get into the graphics here, and then we're going to get into the questions. So this is for tonight. The level 1, level 2, and the level 3 risk is in place. The timing, for those that are going to be coming in immediately asking for timing for tonight, it is going to be 11 p.m. to 9 o'clock in the morning. So this is going to be a overnight event for pretty much the western, northwestern, and possibly central Arkansas here. I want to stress this right now for those that are tuning in from Little Rock and Russellville and Hot Springs. This is a very, very, very conditional risk for folks in central Arkansas. This is going to bank on, Anna's comment is perfect. This is going to bank on if storms were to make it. I'm going to make that clear right now. It is a very, very conditional risk if you live in central Arkansas because that's going to be dependent on if these storms are actually going to make it into central Arkansas. If you're in western, northwestern Arkansas, what I would highly recommend is making sure that you have your safe place ready to go and making sure that you are aware of the situation here because you guys are going to be dealing with severe weather as we move into tonight here. So looking at this overall risk area, the level 3, basically from Fayetteville all the way down to Fort Smith. The level 2, which pretty much is for the potential strong thunderstorms. A few of them could be severe from basically the Queen to Mount Ida to Waldron to Russellville to Jasper, Mount Home up to Harrison. And then the further east you go, this is very important for those that you have to know your location. You got to know where you are. The further east you go, the lower the severe threat is going to be. Some folks in the level 1 risk, that's Texarkana, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Arkadelphia, Stuttgart, Pine Bluff, you may not even see any rainfall tonight. You may not even see any thunderstorms. It may just be clear tonight. But the level 1 is there just in case that line of storms were to make it a little bit further to the east than expected. It's kind of like a just in case. But the best severe weather potential for tonight is going to be for our folks in western and especially northwestern Arkansas as we move into the nighttime hours here. Let's talk about timing, okay? So for our folks in northwestern Arkansas, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Harrison, the Rogers area, we've got you guys right around 10 p.m. tonight to 2 o'clock in the morning. The potential damaging winds, Up to 70 to 75 mile per hour winds could be possible in that zone. Large hail and the potential of tornadoes there, some of which, by the way, could be strong. We may have a strong tornado or two possible up there in northwestern Arkansas as we move into the night. So keep that in mind up there from Fort Smith, Fayetteville, the Harrison area over towards Rogers. Now, a little bit further to the south and east, 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning. This is going to be an overnight event, Arkansas. This is not going to be, an event that you're going to be able to see the storms coming. You're going to be able to go outside and see it. It's going to be very, very dark. Most of this is going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to be able to see it. So make sure tonight that you have your phones turned on for any potential alerts at this point, okay? So Mena, Waldron, Russellville, the Clinton area, Jasper, Mount View, Mount Home, 1 a.m. to 5 o'clock in the morning. A little bit further to the east and southeast from there. And notice, like I said before, do not skim read these graphics, guys. It's all this information will answer a lot of the questions that we get on the page. All you gotta do, pick your city, pick your city compared to where the zone is, and then you're good. If you are in that dark gray zone in that zone 3 from 4 a.m. to 9 o'clock, I want to make this crystal clear. Do not expect widespread severe weather for tonight. Some areas may not even see a drop of rain. Some areas may see a few storms, and that's it. This is not going to be a slam dunk, 100% severe weather outbreak or tornado outbreak if you're in that zone 3. So that's the Queen, that's Little Rock, that's Hot Springs Village, Conway, Cabot, Searcy, all the questions that we get from Central Arkansas. If you're in that zone 3, this is not going to be a widespread severe weather event. You may not even see any rainfall tonight. You're in that zone because of the fact that we don't know how far east and southeast this line is actually going to get tonight. It may end before it even touches Little Rock, or it may end right as it gets to the Mississippi River. If you are in far southeastern Arkansas, Magnolia, El Dorado, Monticello, Camden, Smackover, Crossick, Lake Village, you can get you some sleep tonight because you're not going to see anything down there at this point. So just keep that in mind. The biggest threat tonight is going to be for our folks in western and northwestern zone. I think that zone 1 and zone 2 is going to be the biggest shot of seeing severe weather tonight. If you're in zone 3, just kind of keep an eye on things, but storms are going to be weakening as they move into central Arkansas. They're not going to be strengthening, they're going to be weakening. So that's the biggest thing. You may not even see any rainfall at this point, but for our folks in western, northwestern Arkansas, you definitely need to keep your awareness up as we move into the night. Let's talk about the tornado risk real quick. We only have 2 more graphics, and then we'll get into your questions here. So for tonight, our zone, basically from the Queen, Hot Springs, Russellville, up towards Jasper, the Harrison area, Mount Home, Mount View, that level 1 zone, that is for the potential of isolated tornadoes. As you can see, as you move further to the east, how it disappears because your storms will be weakening as they move closer to the Mississippi River. So keep that in mind. But as you get western and northwestern into the state, that is where the tornado risk is going to start to increase. The further west you go, the higher threat you're going to have for the potential of seeing tornadoes. So keep that in mind. The further east you go and the further south you go, the lower your tornado threat gets. The further west and northwest you go, that is where your tornado threat is going to be at its max as we get into tonight here. So that's for our folks up there in Fort Smith, the Fayetteville area, Rogers, Solemn Springs, the same areas we were dealing with that other night when we had a tornado warning up there. That's where we're going to have to watch very closely here, okay? The damaging wind potential as well for our folks in northwestern Arkansas. Once again, this is where the biggest severe threat is going to be. There's a lot of people, I'm seeing the comments right now, that are going to be tuning in from central Arkansas, from Little Rock, Hot Springs, stuff like that, trying to figure out what's going to be happening. I want to reassure you guys right now, the biggest threat for severe weather is going to be for our folks in western and northwestern Arkansas here. So I want to make that clear. But for western Arkansas, northwestern Arkansas, the potential damaging winds is going to be up there. And you can see up there near Fayetteville, it is hatched for the potential of seeing 75 mile per hour winds or even greater as we move into the overnight hours here. So what I'm going to do for just a second is I'm going to go over the timing. Rich, Dustin, if y'all want to kind of put your input on some things real quick, we'll do that before we get into the questions.
Yeah, Dustin, you want to go first, or you want me to?
Yeah, well, I think he pretty well hit, nail on the head. Just like says what we're seeing coming through tonight. Be prepared in Northwest Arkansas. Keep your weather radios on. If you don't have the app already, get it downloaded so you can have it ready for not only tonight, but as we move on through the rest of this week, because this is going to be a very active week across Arkansas.
Yeah, definitely. And I do want to stress that storms don't care about borders,
Yeah.
in terms of like zones and threat and all that. And things can change, especially with, how things can update so quickly since the last SPC update, and as well as where our zones are drawn and all that. So, if you're anywhere within 30, 40 miles of any zone, just count on that particular threat as a possibility.
Yep. So, like I said before, give me just 1 second. I've got to get our marker up over here. So, give me 1 second, and then I'm going to get into the questions here. So, let's see. I do believe that's going to be it. Perfect. All right, so we've got our marker ready to go. Let me go over here real quick. Okay, so let's answer a few questions before I start talking about the Wednesday time frame here. So there's one question. Could this die out before it gets to the Mountain View area? Right now, I'm going to say no. I think these storms are going to kind of hold their own all the way until you get to this Zone 3. So let me draw this out for you guys so you can kind of see it. So Zone 3 is right in here. For those that are wondering, if you're in Little Rock, Hot Springs, Conway, Cabot, that's 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. And that is if storms make it. But if you're in Mountain View, you're still in that level. You're still in that Zone 2 area for tonight. So storms are going to be moving in this general direction, coming from the west, kind of like this. So they're going to be moving in this general direction, coming in from northwest Arkansas. And as they move in, they're going to be weakening as they move to the east and southeast. So your biggest severe threat for tonight is going to be up here in this Zone 1 and Zone 2 region. So right in here is where the biggest severe threat is going to be for the overnight hours. Not saying nothing's going to happen here. It's just what's going to happen is these storms, as they move southeast, they're going to weaken. So if you're in Little Rock, you're in Cabot, you're in Conway, Hot Springs, etc., you're good tonight. But if you're in western Arkansas, from Russellville, the Clarksville area, Mena, Waldron, Jasper, the Clinton area, Fort Smith, Harrison, Fayetteville, Rogers, this is where you're going to have to watch it for tonight. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And I promise you guys in the comments, we are going to talk about Wednesday, but I want to get through this first. We have to prioritize what's in front of us right now before we start talking about something that's 2 days away. So we've got to get through this tonight so you guys aren't caught off guard, and then we can start talking about Wednesday. So if y'all hang on for just a little bit longer, I promise you we're going to talk about Wednesday. But a lot of people are going to be asking about timing for tonight because we've got storms that are going to be moving in during the overnight hours tonight into your Tuesday morning here. Okay, so for those that are asking, there's the Pine Bluff area. You're in that Zone 3. That is if, and I'm making this very, very crystal clear for everybody to understand, that is if storms make it. Do not come to us tonight and Tuesday morning frustrated because you didn't see storms if you're in that Zone 3. That is if storms make it. Some of these storms may not even make it in the Zone 3 area. We're just highlighted just to be on that safe side. The biggest threat is going to be for our folks in that Zone 2 and especially in that Zone 1 area up there in northwestern Arkansas. This is going to be a primary western northwestern Arkansas event for tonight. Central Arkansas is just it's a big question mark right now if you even see anything up there at this point. So for Tuesday,
Cameron,
go ahead, Dustin. What's up?
Like we always say too, count it as a blessing. I'd much rather see 0 storms come across than I would, any one storm that causes a lot of damage. So
yeah,
definitely, I'd much rather it be on the safe side, but still, I'd rather not see any storms.
Yeah. So let's see here. So it won't for Tuesday because it's shade on the forecast. If things pop off, there's a slight risk. So basically Tuesday, I don't have Tuesday pulled up because I don't think anything's going to develop on Tuesday. So what's going to happen is tonight the storms are going to come in and they're going to put what's called the substance in place, the capping aversion in place. And then you may not even see anything on Tuesday. That's why we don't have Tuesday's graphic up. It's a level 1 right now across the state, but I'm pretty sure if nothing develops, SPC is going to end up completely removing that risk for tomorrow. So we went from what looked like a multi-day event to now looking to be mainly Wednesday for our area here. So we're going to lead this up for just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about Wednesday because Wednesday could be rough for us here in Arkansas. So let me see how long will the storms last as they move into the Bentonville area. They're going to be moving pretty quick, roughly at about, let me take a look at the storms out west right now. They're roughly moving at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. So once they move through your area, it's going to be pretty quick. So you're going to get hit, you're at the line of storms, and then they should be done. Once that line clears your area, you're done for the entire event, and then our focus turns to the Wednesday time frame here. Okay, so let me see here. Also, the biggest deal, guys, is ask the questions now. A lot of people love to ask questions when we have tornado warnings and stuff on the board, and then they get frustrated with us. Don't ask the questions when we have warnings, because that makes our moderators' life extremely difficult. Like, make it easy for our moderators, guys. This is why this is titled a Q&A for folks that are coming in to ask the questions right now. Don't wait until we start having tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings to ask the questions here, because we're not going to be able to get to them. So, yeah, I love this comment. Got to get one storm threat out of the way before we worry about the next one. I love that. That's why we have this timing map up right now for folks that are coming in, so they can kind of see what to expect for tonight here. Okay, so let me see here. I'm going to have Rich or Dustin, I'm going to have one of y'all answer these questions. So,
Yeah.
let me see. I'm gonna pick out a good one real quick. So I seen you said Hot Springs. Yeah, it's a question mark. If for Hot Springs, it's from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. tonight. And then I'm gonna talk to you guys about Wednesday. So let me see here. Let me pick one out. Okay, so the hell potential. If you want to answer that one, one of you guys could kind of take that one.
For Tuesday or
For tonight.
For Tuesday night?
For tonight.
Yeah. Though the hell potential is if I remember correctly, I'm trying to think, that would be that would actually be in a general area of Arkansas for Tuesday.
Yeah.
Simply because of largely the unknowables, but you got a lot of these really violent storms trying to wind down as it's coming out of Oklahoma. So I think there's a general threat across the state for wherever these storms linger. You could probably expect some hail.
Yeah, this is a really good question here, and it's not. And here's the deal: I think a lot of people are scared to ask the questions right now because it sounds like they're dumb. Folks, from the three of us and our entire team, no questions are dumb, guys. Okay, we want y'all to ask the questions right now, so that way y'all are prepared. Think of it like you're getting ready to go into a game. I want y'all to prepare now instead of waiting until we have warnings on the board to ask the questions here. So, is the front of the line the biggest risk? So basically, how it's gonna affect Zone 1 and Zone 2 is where your severe threat is gonna be maximized tonight. Just to be completely honest with you, Zone 3 is there because of the fact that we don't know when these storms are gonna actually die off. That's why Zone 3 is there. If we knew where the storms were actually going to die off, Zone 3 wouldn't be as broad as it is. So, Zone 1 and Zone 2, definitely keep your guard up, but the lines are kind of breaking apart the time zones. So that way people can kind of expect when is it going to come in, if that makes sense. So, let me see here. Renee will be setting up continuous live stream. Obviously, we have a SWAT day that's going to be the enhanced risk up there in northwestern Arkansas. So, yeah, we'll have that set up probably, I'd say, what, Rich, 10, 11 o'clock tonight maybe?
Yeah, right before they come in, yeah.
Yeah, right before they come in. We'll keep an eye on radar. So, how concerned should you be in the Russellville area? Dustin, do you want to take this one or Rich?
That's pretty much the same as that Zone 2 area right there, as these storms are continual. They will be weakening as they get into the Russellville area, but I still would not let my guard down and just bank on the fact that they are going to be non-severe, because there still could be several severe storms that make it into the central Arkansas area at this time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And I saw a similar question about that around that general area for Searcy too.
Yeah.
Really, honestly, the more north you are in Zone 3, maybe still kind of keep your guard up just a little bit, but the more south you are in Zone 3, if even the storms most likely might not make it, but if they do, that's why we've got a Zone 3 lined out for you.
Yeah. So let me see here. So let me go.
And there's a question, Cam. That's one B for you. And I was looking at there's one on there that says talking about tonight. If anything gets tornadic, meaning QLCS type tornadoes.
That one may have gotten buried Let me see if I can
From us.
try to pull it. Can you give me a name of where it's
Susan
from?
Kimbrell. Susan Kimbrell.
It's in
Susan.
YouTube.
It's on
Susan
YouTube.
Kimbrell.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, I got buried on here. If you could comment that again.
It's right
Um,
up.
Let me
Yeah, it's like 10 questions in.
let me look on our side over here. So it's gonna be from who?
Susan Kimbrell.
Miss-
Susan. Yeah, it definitely got buried. So I see it. So tonight, the tornado threat is going to be, I would say, more of a what we call a QLCS. Basically, is the tornadoes along the line. I will say this: if you get one cell to kind of pop up in front of the line itself, you will have to watch out for that strong tornado threat up there in northwestern Arkansas. But we'll keep an eye on it. The tornado threat is going to be along the line of storms itself as they move into western and northwestern Arkansas for tonight. So if you guys have gotten a good read on this, and I want you guys in the comments to let me know if y'all have gotten a good read on this, I will go ahead and jump into Wednesday, because Wednesday,
Yeah.
boy, we had a discussion about it earlier, the three of us, and it's going to be one of those days on Wednesday. So if you guys have gotten a good read of this timing map, I'm just going to double check the comments. Y'all let me know in the comments. We'll go ahead and jump into the Wednesday, but I want to make sure that everybody's gotten a good read on the timing map for tonight. So we are expecting storms tonight, especially in western and northwestern Arkansas. It is going to be damaging winds, large hail, and the potential of a few tornadoes. Some of them could be strong, especially for our folks up there in western and northwestern Arkansas. So looks like we're pretty good. I'm going to answer one last question for tonight. Is it better for the storms to move faster or slower? That's a really tricky question, because I've seen some pretty violent storms move about 20 to 30 miles per hour, and I've seen some pretty violent storms move about 60. So it just depends on the situation, if that makes sense, Anna. So I think that's really it in terms of tonight. Like I said before, if for those that are tuning in, BB to McRae area, that's in White County. Zone 3, 4 a.m. to 9, and that is a big if storms make it tonight. Let me make that clear. Don't expect it, but just kind of keep your awareness up just in case those storms do make it into western Arkansas here. So, you two ready for
Yep.
Wednesday? Let's
We're
talk about
ready.
it. Let's get this on the board real quick. So, let's talk about Wednesday real fast here. This is going to be the main event, the big boy for Wednesday.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. So right now, the pretty much outside of southeastern Arkansas, the entire state pretty much is hatched for the potential of seeing significant severe weather. And when we talk about significant severe weather, we're being hatched. You're talking about the potential of EF2 tornadoes. You're talking about the potential of 75 mile per hour winds plus, and you're talking about the potential of 2-inch in diameter of hail. Now, obviously, tonight we will get these risks broken down. We'll get it broken down from the tornado risk, the hail risk, and the wind risk from the Storm Prediction Center right around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So the biggest thing I want to tell you guys right now for Wednesday is be prepared for the potential of significant severe weather. I'm going to show you guys the storm field coming up here in just a little bit. It is absolutely off the charts for Wednesday. You're going to have a strong cold front moving in. For those that are wondering timing, because I just saw that comment, it's going to be right up here. This is very, very, very important, guys. Do not skim read these graphics. You got to take more than 5 seconds. Don't look at the color and just leave it alone. You got to read the entire deal. The entire deal is there for a reason. So the timing is on the top right corner of the graphic, and it will always be up there from 4 p.m. to 12 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. This is for Wednesday at this point, and I've got a question right out of the gate, and I've been asked this all day long. Is this going to go moderate? I want you guys' opinion on this as well. My opinion, I think it's going to be a yes. What do you two think?
I think there's a very good chance of that. Go high, I doubt it, but moderate, yeah, most definitely.
What do you think, Dustin?
I agree with the same thing there, but I think that you should take your risk assessment the same way you would whether it was moderate or an enhanced risk, because
Right.
the chance is there, and there's a whole reason why the whole state is in a hatched mode.
Yeah. So that's what we've got for the Wednesday time frame. So like I said, we'll break everything down once we get a better idea from the Storm Prediction Center tonight, because this is the day 3. You don't get the tornado risk or the damaging wind risk or anything like that right now. You just kind of get a broad look on what it's looking like. So this is what we've got for the Wednesday time frame for those that are coming in. So level 3 already. Severe thunderstorms will be likely. Some of them could be intense. I think personally, just from everything that I have looked at before we start diving into model data, if there were to be a level 4, which would be your moderate, I think it will probably go in a zone kind of like this, closer to where that warm front is, because you're going to have a low pressure, you're going to have a dry line cold front set up, and you're going to have a warm front. I think if there were to be a level 4, and this is, like I said, pending on trends, because you guys know how severe weather works, it will change on a heartbeat. It could change 12 to 24 hours out. I think this is probably going to be the area of where that 4 would be, and it'd be up there in northeastern Arkansas. The further south and west you go, you start getting away from the main forcing, but I think they will probably keep the majority of the state be enhanced, because what's going to end up happening is it's going to be a big line of storms that's going to come in, and it's going to push through the state. But I think right now, if there were to be a 4, it'd be in that zone, up there and from central to northeastern Arkansas. At this time here. So let's answer a few questions here. Let's see what you guys got. I just went over that, Stephanie. I think it will probably up there from central to northeastern Arkansas. But like Dustin said, don't bank on it going forward to start taking it seriously. I mean, pretty much the entire state outside of our folks down there and far southeastern Arkansas is hatched for the potential of seeing significant severe weather. So don't wait for this to go level 4 before you start taking it seriously. Take it seriously now. You have 2 days. Tomorrow, not much is going to be happening. You're not going to have too much of storms tomorrow. So tomorrow, go over the severe weather plans with your family and be ready for that Wednesday time frame at this point. So
if I can mention something,
go ahead. What you got? What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to mention real quick that let's see, I think it was a couple days ago.
Yeah,
there was an EF3 tornado that appeared in a 2% torr non-hatched zone. And I'm not saying this to scare anybody.
Oklahoma,
I'm just saying.
I do believe.
Yeah. I'm just saying that the SPC, when they do outline risks, that those are the areas you have to take. It doesn't matter what level they are, especially this spring. The spring has been
storm don't know boundary lines.
Yeah, and they don't care what kind of risk you put out.
Definitely.
And also, Cameron.
Yeah.
If you'll go over, I know we do this a lot, but seen a question earlier talking about what a hatched risk means versus a regular risk.
So that's actually a really good question. The biggest deal whenever they put a hatch, and this is what makes it so rare, because the SPC doesn't do this all the time, especially on day 3. You'll get this hatched area. Basically what the hatched area means is for the potential of seeing significant severe weather. So that goes for the tornado threat, the damaging wind threat, and the large hail. So when it's hatched for tornadoes, that is EF2 plus. When it's hatched for damaging winds, it's 75 mile per hour winds or plus. And when it's hatched for large hail, it's for 2-inch in diameter hail or greater. So that's what it means. Basically, and overall, that means that significant severe weather is possible within the hatched area. What separates it, and you can look at it and be like, that's a really good question, because there's a difference between a hatched level 3 and a regular level 3. Level 3 means, you have the severe weather threat, but the significance of the severe thunderstorms are in question. When it's hatched, that means that there's significant severe weather on the table, and it could be possible, especially within that zone. So that whoever posted that question, that was a really, 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 really good question for Wednesday here. So for those that were, someone directly hit by last year's tornado, it can change on you very, very quickly. That's a really good comment, guys. Like I said before, don't bank on this going level 4 before you start taking it seriously. It's a level 3. It's screaming at you right now, and it's already hatched. Based off of, how SPC risk have worked, whenever there is a level 3 hatched on day 3, 9 times out of 10, it does result in some sort of an upgrade, depending on trends. Trends can change on you 24 or 48 hours out. But 9 times out of 10, it does result in some sort of an upgrade. So just keep that in mind. But I think the best area right now, if there were to be a 4, It's going to go from pretty much Little Rock up into northeastern Arkansas. That will probably be the best area right now. And the timing, for those that are wondering, is going to be 4 p.m. Wednesday to 12 a.m. on Thursday. This is Wednesday that we're talking about, not Thursday. This confuses a lot of people because it goes into the overnight hours. So this is going to be during the afternoon on Wednesday, going into very, 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 very early Thursday morning during the overnight hours. So this is Wednesday at this point. Great question, Liz. And I tell you guys this all the time with severe weather, and a lot of people don't understand this. Severe weather is not a 100% slam dunk guarantee. There's always that 20% that, you know, something could happen during the day on Wednesday. You know, we get a lot of cloud cover, or, you know, the lift is not there, or, you know, something that you'd be missing, and this ends up being a complete bust. So keep that in mind. Severe weather, as scary as it is, it's not a 100% guarantee. Is every single person in Arkansas going to see severe weather on Wednesday? No. Is the majority of the area have the risk? Yes. So keep that in mind. That's a really, 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 really good comment. And we've been blessed that it's been a calm spring. Because you go to Oklahoma, you go to Kansas, you go to Nebraska, Iowa, those folks would beg for a calm spring. They've had multiple tornado outbreaks. They have one ongoing right now. They will be begging for a calm spring. So we've been blessed here in Arkansas that we haven't had any major severe weather so far. But obviously we're not done with spring just yet here. So let me see here. So any news on, is it going to be tonight? Up there, how worse should we be? North Central Arkansas. I've already went over tonight. You can kind of rerun a live stream if you need to. Main threat for tonight, isolated tornado potential, damaging winds and large hail. Wednesday is going to be the bigger deal compared to tonight. Western Arkansas, northwestern Arkansas, you have to watch it. But I think the majority of the state will probably see it on Wednesday at this point. So let me see.
There's a question about, looks like a question about storm motion there. Asking about who's gonna be seeing the storms first at 4 when the zones come in.
Where is it? Like I said, the good ones always get buried.
It's on YouTube. About the 5th question up. It's called American Nightmare.
Oh, I see it. So let me see who will be. So is it the one that says who will be in line at first to get the storms at 4 p.m.? Yeah. Okay, so it would be, like I said, I don't have a timing map right now for Wednesday, but what's going to happen is it's going to start up here in northwestern Arkansas. So this will probably be the zone. Let me get my marker. This will be the zone right up here on where it will start on Wednesday at 4 p.m. and it will trend southeast. So right now I don't have a timing map. For those that are wondering, I can't get any more specific than what we have right now because it's day 3. But that would probably be the area where it would start up here in northwestern Arkansas, and they will move on a general direction that would take it to the south and southeast. So you'd have to watch it as we get into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. But right now, I just don't have a hour by hour timing on what we're looking at for Wednesday at this time. So let me see. So yeah, good question, guys. Y'all are getting some good questions in tonight. Will Wednesday be isolated supercells, or is it going to be a squall line? I think it's going to be a combination of both. Both supercells and the squall line. So you're going to have the discrete mode at first, where you have the supercell threat, and then it's going to eventually form into a line of storms, and it's going to push through the state because of the cold front. What I would do, like I said, today and tomorrow, if you have a generator, make sure everything's working. Make sure you have a safe place just to be on the safe side for Wednesday. Just kind of go over your severe weather plans as we move into that Wednesday time frame here. Okay, so let me see here. That was go check out that Leslie comment. That was great. So
there's another question too, talking about kind of piggybacking off what you said. Asking about long track tornadoes, and that is a very good possibility based off of if these storms come in early enough and break that cap that's going to be set in place early, then some of these storms start getting out by themselves. Some of these cells could be very strong and produce some long track tornadoes. That's not a guarantee, but it is possible. Yes.
Yeah. So this is a really good question from Marshall. I don't think I've ever seen this in a hatched area for this wide for the entire state. Is it rare or has it happened before? This is the one last time that this happened, and I don't want to scare people by this, was March 31st, was last year.
Correct.
That was the last time that Arkansas was, the majority of Arkansas was hatched for the potential of seeing significant severe weather. Now, is this going to be a March 31st 2.0? Right now, you're 2 days out. Like I said, with severe weather, you have that 20% bust potential. You know, we're looking at this now where it could be a big deal, and we get to Wednesday and things could change. So I'm not going to compare this to March 31st. You should not compare this to March 31st. But in terms of the risk area, in terms of, you know, the broad area of where the entire state's hatched, the last time it did happen was March 31st last year. So, like I said, don't compare it to that event. Every event is different in its own unique way. But, yeah, that was the last time that it happened. So, I like I said, I don't want to scare anybody. I don't want anyone thinking that it's going to be a March 31st 2.0. But the last time that we were hatched, this broadened out, was March 31st last year. That was the last time that we were. Unless, Rich, Dustin, my memory, like I have ADHD, so it may have it may have happened before.
No, that
but,
was the time
yeah.
that they went day one, and that was really, you know, where everything changed. Literally,
Yeah.
it was hatched day
Yeah.
2, and then everything changed day 1.
Yeah. So that was, yeah, from my memory, and all three of us, I think that was the last time was March 31st last year, when it was like patched out. But like I said, don't compare this to this event. Just don't compare the two events because they're going to be unique in their own way. So let me see here. Yeah, I love this comment. Let's keep our fingers crossed for a bust and that we do not see damaging storms. I agree. I will say this: we definitely need the rainfall. I hate severe weather, but we definitely need the rainfall. If we can get some decent rain without having to deal with the tornado warnings and the damage and all that, I'd take it. But we do need the rainfall, especially up there in northwestern Arkansas here. So
we're coming
go ahead.
into a probably a potentially very hot summer, so all the rain that we can get is the better.
Yeah. Dustin or Rich, if y'all want to take care of that comment, I'm going to show our good folks the Futurecast for tonight, and I'm also going to show the storm fuel for Wednesday. And I'm telling y'all now, it is off the charts right now here. So that's from Christina. She was just asking about Johnson County for tonight.
Johnson County, Johnson County, I think, is that in zone 1 or 2?
I've got it.
That's in
pulled
zone
up.
2. It's in central Arkansas there. It'll be something to watch storms as they develop throughout the night. Keep your be weather aware, but you can, let's say, get you some sleep, but just have a way to get a warning, like app, or if whatever you can do to get a warning to make sure that you stay weather aware. But that is in the zone 2 area there. So.
Okay.
Yeah, in zone 1 and 2, in case you missed it, that is the most likely to see storms.
Yep.
Past zone 2, it's questionable. The more north you are, the more potential you might have for zone 3. But other than that, zone 2, it's just a matter of if it holds together or not.
Yep. I just pulled up a really good question if one of y'all want to take that. Basically, what I'm doing right now is getting the kind of a quick look at what the Futurecast may look like for tonight. So somebody asked, is the hatch there, could it turn into what we call a particularly dangerous situation? Basically, if y'all want to take that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
Because
that's a really touchy subject.
Yeah, that is a touchy subject, and to basically kind of explain what PDS means. For instance, you could get like a PDS tornado watch, which is exactly what Oklahoma has right now, and they are in a hatched threat right now. So, and then you would have a PDS tornado warning, which means that is a tornado that is coming into a heavily populated area. That could cause significant damage and potential loss of life or serious injury.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you get a PDS watch, so really I think that's up to the stations, the areas that they kind of feel best about how they want to go about approaching that topic. But PDS in general it's trying to scream the utmost threat. Like, it's trying to tell everyone, please pay attention. Okay, this is very serious.
Yeah,
there's a reason why they call it a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
And if we see that Well, it's a little far out right now, but there is that potential.
Yep.
Because
That is
Definitely
one of
so.
those, why they call it conditional, is if
Yeah.
all the conditions come together, there could be that possibility of a PDS and it being long track. But
Yep.
then again, that is a possibility. Don't take it and run with it either.
Yeah, and basically for those that are wondering, because you have to talk about it whenever you start talking about level 3 and with it being hatched. It is what we call a particularly dangerous situation. Honestly, with you guys, I don't think we need to worry about that too much right now with it being 3 days out. Because like Dustin and Rich said, we don't control the watches, we don't control the warnings, we just report it. So that would be up to that would be Little Rock, that would be Norman if they decided to use that wording. But I will say this, for Wednesday, your environment is what we call volatile. Basically, you get one storm to pop, and it could instantly go severe. It's gonna be one of those days that it's gonna feel like severe weather. Everything's gonna be unstable. But right now, I just don't think we need to. And just like on Facebook, someone's gonna throw the outbreak wording out, stuff like that. You're 3 days out. Things could change between now and Wednesday. Either they can get very worse or they can get better. So right now, I wouldn't worry about it. I do believe if things hold, I don't want to say that it's going to be a 4 because, like I said, we don't control the risk. That Storm Prediction Center, that's out there in Norman, Oklahoma. Those guys, they do an amazing job. They get to take the risk or not. But I think with the environment that's going to be in place, I could see it. But we just don't, I don't want you guys worrying about it right now. What I want you guys to worry about, like Dustin mentioned earlier on, is if you're in that level 2 or you're in a level 3 risk right now on Wednesday, just have a plan ready to go. It's Monday night and Tuesday. A lot of people, when it's quiet, they don't really do much. But then the warnings hit, your brain goes into overdrive and you have to get everything ready. Think of it like you're getting ready to go into a football game. You have that game plan. Why not do it while it's quiet? Study what's going on, get your environment ready, get your safe place ready to go. That way on Wednesday, we have warnings. You're good. You just go ahead and jump in your safe place and you're good to go. So right now, like I said, I wouldn't worry about it. Those that are wondering about it, I wouldn't worry about it right now with it being day 3. But we'll let you guys know if it starts getting that serious.
Hey, Cameron.
Go ahead. What's up?
Yeah, something else I was just thought about, kind of like what we talked about before too, is thinking about Wednesday. It's going to be, as it gets into the evening hours, people are going to be at church. So just be prepared to have a way to get warnings, and like I said, let your church know, let your people know, hey, if you need to, like I said, keep your phone down there beside you, whatever you need to do to make sure that you are paying attention, because like I said, things get bad and we don't control, like I said, where the warnings are placed or where the storms come in or anything. So just be prepared and be ready if you're out and about.
Yeah. So what you guys are looking at right now, Devo, we're going to get to your comment here in just a little bit. What you guys are looking at right now, these are the storms that are going to be coming in during the overnight hours. And then you see this color, these colors kind of faded out. That is the storm field. So it's storm field plus the radar. So you're looking at 2 different modes right now. So you're looking at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Now keep in mind, I think our time map's going to be pretty accurate. You're looking at raw model data. It's not going to be right at 1 a.m. It's going to be probably a little bit earlier than this, because model data is model data at the end of the day. So you get the point. You get a lot of storms that develop out here in eastern Oklahoma, in northeastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, and they start moving to the east. So you can see, just looking at potential radar, they're coming into northwestern Arkansas. And then as you can see, the line of storms, as they move east, and I've stressed this, as they moved east, they're going to start to fade away. And you're thinking, we have all of this instability in place. How in the world are they fading away? It's because your storm system that's further to the north, that's off the screen, is moving away from the area. So if you don't have the lift, you can't get storms. So as the system's moving away, your storms are going to be weakening as they move further to the south and east. So let's take a look at this. And then, like I said, take a look at your instability. I want y'all to look at this. This is coming in 9 a.m., by the way. 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning down here in southwestern Arkansas. You're already approaching moderate to extreme levels of storm field down here for tomorrow. Fortunately for us here in Arkansas for tomorrow, we don't have a system to ignite storms. Otherwise, we'd have been looking at a pretty significant threat tomorrow and on Wednesday. But Wednesday's system slowed down, so now it's primarily on Wednesday versus Tuesday. So tomorrow, it's going to be warm, it's going to be humid, it's going to feel like severe weather. Everything's just going to be like, it's like a bottle. It's like a bottle. It's just like everything's gonna be bottled up tomorrow, and then on Wednesday the system comes in, and the bottle cap just gets opened up, and you start getting thunderstorms to kind of bubble up at this point. So what I'm gonna do, and I hate looking at model data, just throwing this out there, but we can take a quick look. Let's go to midnight on Wednesday night and Thursday. So if y'all bear me for just a little bit, I'm gonna switch back over to the timing map, and I'm gonna bring that back up so you guys kind of see what the Wednesday environment is gonna look. And if y'all have any questions, this is the time right now to ask. So Harrison, the tornado risk for tonight, it's gonna be level 1, I do believe, for the potential some isolated tornadoes as we move into tonight. Like I said before, it's not gonna be an outbreak by any stretch of the matter, but make sure you have your game plan ready to go. What you got for me? What you about to say, Dustin?
Well, I was just talking about Jeff put in the active chat and just pulled up on Mbot and saw that, like I said, that new tornado watch that's looking likely to come out just clips the northwest part of Arkansas. So, like I said, it's not in Arkansas right now. It's still moving to the north and to the west of Arkansas. But, like I said, just definitely, letting our viewers, like I said, that zone 1 that we was talking about is the most likely area, as it's coming, coming to play.
Gotcha. So let me see here. Yep, our weather. By the way, for those that are wondering, Becca, thank you so much for getting this. Go download our weather app. By the way, there's the link to it. Make sure you have it for Facebook and on YouTube. No, not Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you have it for Android and Apple, guys. Make sure you go and download that. It's going to come very, very handy as we move into tonight and into the next couple of days here. So as you can see, the biggest threat for tonight, northwestern Arkansas, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about Wednesday coming up a little bit more in detail, coming up here in just a little bit. So tonight has been gone over. You can check the graphics and stuff, and also you can go on Facebook. Paige, I love your comment. You can also go on Facebook, and it's going to have the exact same information. We just like talk to you guys about it on live. That way, y'all have an idea on what's going to be happening here. So, thank you guys for the clarification. I'll be watching the weather over the next couple of days. Thank you so much for watching us, and thank you for following us as well here. Okay, so let me see here. Hunter, this is a really good question, and I'm going to let one of y'all take care of this one. He's asking, could the outbreak wording be used for Wednesday's event?
I still think we're too early to be using the word outbreak, but yes, if things continue, I know I keep using that word conditional again, but if the conditions come together, just like Cameron talked about earlier, that if there is still that possibility that storms could not make it, or there is that possibility it gets worse by the time Wednesday gets here. That is kind of a wait and see in my mind.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a little too early to press the big O button.
Yeah.
But the conditions.
I tell you what though. Like I said, I fully agree. But the fuel that we're gonna have in place for Wednesday's event is probably one of the most volatile environments that we're gonna have here in Arkansas for quite a while. But obviously, you need more than storm fuel to get severe weather. You need a lot more other ingredients to come together to get it. But otherwise, Hunter, that really was a good question. For tonight, Camden, you're in that green area. Like I said, don't skim read these graphics, guys. I know storm anxiety is through the roof, and I know when you have that anxiety, it makes you just skim it, and then, you have to figure out what's going on. You got to read the entire deal, guys. You have to. So tonight, if you're in Camden, severe weather's not expected. You're in that green zone. I would watch it on Wednesday, but tonight, you're good to go. Unless storms make it further to the south and east than expected, we're not really expecting anything down there for tonight here. So, I saw that one. Jesse, that was actually, I think he actually got it. So, he plays the same radio as National Listener, so I have no idea. I guess get your phone as, I think he was answering your question with that. So, did the 8 p.m. update change any, Dustin or Rich, if y'all can check
I
into
didn't
that?
see where it changed anything. It still keeps the slight risk in northwestern Arkansas, and it's still got the...
Is the enhanced still in northwestern Arkansas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so they didn't change anything. So, let me see. The
only thing they did is they moved the moderate right there to the Arkansas border.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Sarah, oh boy, I'm going to show you guys this. And like I said, this is a very, 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 very conditional deal. Let me make sure I have it up on my scene over here. So y'all are gonna have to give me a second or two to get it loaded up. I'm going to show y'all the storm fuel for Wednesday coming up here in just a little bit. I'm getting everything loaded up on a separate screen. But I want you guys to notice that things can and will change as we move into Wednesday. So keep that in mind. I know everyone wants to see it for Wednesday, but keep in mind we're 2 to 3 days away right now. I can't sit here and say it's going to be an outbreak or it's going to be Armageddon. Your town's going to be wiped off the face of the earth. It's not going to be like that right now. We're not going to talk about that. But what I can tell you is Wednesday is going to be the main event, and it's going to be for much of Arkansas. The environment in place on Wednesday is capable of supporting significant severe weather, but it's premature to say that it's going to be an outbreak because all three of us here, our entire team, and you guys know full well, things can change over 2 days. We've seen this story so many times. We've read this book so many times. You know how it gets. Day 3, you're looking at something, it either gets worse as you get closer or it gets better. Things start coming together. You start getting a better idea on what it's actually going to look like. And then, this could end up busting. So right now, I'm going to show you guys this just because I want you guys to see the environment that's going to be in place on Wednesday. I'm comfortable enough to show you guys that. But I want you guys to keep in mind that we're still 3 days out and things can and will change between now and then. But I'm going to leave the timing map up while I'm still getting everything loaded up on a separate screen over here. So let me see here. So this is for tonight. So those that are wondering, for tonight, I know it gets confusing because you have 2 different risks. There's one coming in tonight into Tuesday morning. You get a break on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, you're going to have to deal with it Wednesday afternoon and into Wednesday night here. So if y'all just give me just a few minutes, let me see if I can. I'm going to take this out all the way. It's only going to let me go out to 1 o'clock in the morning Wednesday night into Thursday. But I tell y'all this right now. Boy, that environment, the storm field, and I'm looking at over here, I don't know if y'all can see the color. It's pink. My face is pink right now because of what it's looking like on the screen over here. So I'll show you guys that coming up here in just a little bit. So let's see here. What time is it going to be moving into Central Arkansas on Wednesday? Like I said, 4 p.m. to midnight. Wednesday night into Thursday. Let's go back to that graphic real quick, and I'm going to show you guys that real fast. So 4 p.m. on Wednesday to midnight. Keep this in mind. A lot of people, I want to make this clear. 3 days out, things will and can change. Please stay with us here. Check the page over the next couple of days. We're going to keep you guys informed on the latest situation on Wednesday. But right now, 4 p.m. to midnight is going to be the time frame for everybody. It's not just, the specific areas. It's for a generalized, broad area for Wednesday. So keep that in mind. 4 p.m. to midnight, Thursday night. For tonight, there's an event coming in tonight. It's going to start out in Western Arkansas about 11 to midnight, and it's going to move through during the overnight hours at this point. So I want to make that clear. It's 2 different events. This one that you're looking at right now is for our folks on Wednesday. It's not tonight. It's for Wednesday. Let me see here. I can't make it any bigger, unfortunately. This is as big as it's going to get. I could probably make it bigger. Maybe. I can see. Let me see what I can do. I can't because what's going to happen is it's going to block the comment down here. So this is how as big as you get. But here's the deal. You can go on Facebook, and it has the same graphics. So keep that in mind. So let me see here. So I said, a lot of people are tuning in. What are the tornado chances on Wednesday? I want to make this clear too, and I don't want to mean disrespect to anybody. I know everybody wants to jump to the tornado risk on Wednesday because you see this. You're going to have to think about the wind threat too. Wind threat is going to be something that a lot of people are going to ignore. And we get to Wednesday, and I think what's going to end up happening, and Rich, Dustin, feel free to put an input on this. I think if it were to be a moderate, I've got a feeling it's going to be a moderate for damaging winds versus a tornado threat. I think you will have a tornado threat, don't get me wrong. But I think that wind threat is being kind of thrown under the rug right now. And I think the wind threat will probably kind of trigger that moderate risk as we move into Wednesday. What do you guys' input on that?
Yeah, I see the potential there, and that's actually more alarming than a moderate for tornadoes, simply because that's a wider area of damage of more than 70 to 80 mile per hour winds.
Yeah.
That is a low EF0, EF1 wind type of damage system there. So that
When
I
you
would
think
take that.
about tornadoes, I mean, they can cause a very broad path, but also straight line winds can take down a large area themselves too, and do not need
Right.
to be disregarded.
Definitely. So, yeah, I think the tornado threat will be there, Cody. That's a really good question. I don't want you sleeping on the wind threat. The wind threat, especially when you have a very volatile environment like this and you have a cold front moving in, that can produce damaging winds. Keep in mind, this hatched area is not just for tornadoes. It's not. It's for damaging winds and large hail as well. So keep that in mind as we move into that Wednesday time frame. So, yeah, Logan, really good comment. Really, really good comment. I want to say this before we answer this. Thank y'all. Y'all are asking some really solid and smart questions tonight. Thank y'all so much. It really, really is really awesome for y'all to ask these questions tonight. There's been some really good comments tonight coming on the board. So it's looking like this is the first severe weather event on Wednesday without morning storms, and that's because we have a cap in place on Wednesday. That's why we're going to have all that instability in place. Rich, Rich, look like you have something to say. What you got?
No. Just something to talk about something with staff right now. No,
Okay,
that's good.
Okay, all right. So that's what we. So yeah, Logan, that's a really good comment. As we move into that Wednesday time frame here. So let's look at it. This is what we call potential radar as we move into Wednesday. We've already talked about tonight, so if you missed tonight, you can obviously go back in the live stream, and you can also take a look on Facebook. It's going to give you the same information. So let's take a look at it. Let me see if I can get this pulled up, and give me just a bit. So this is moving into tomorrow. So I want to kind of talk about tomorrow, and then we're going to gradually get into the Wednesday time frame here. So for those that are wondering for tomorrow, outside of a few pop-up sales down there in southeastern Arkansas, I don't see much. I think tomorrow you may end up getting the risk completely removed, even though you have all this fuel. You have all this storm fuel tomorrow, and you're thinking, oh man, we're going to see severe weather tomorrow. It's going to be widespread. We do not have a system to work with this fuel tomorrow. So tomorrow, outside of a few pop-up sales, maybe in eastern, southeastern Arkansas, I don't see much tomorrow. So,
Real quick,
go ahead. What's up?
there was a question on Facebook from I believe Holly Garza,
Yeah, what's up?
asking about the possibility.
Oh
of
yeah,
ratio.
I see it. I was just about to get into that. What's your guys' thoughts before I put my answer out there? What you guys think?
Well, I mean, without a derecho, these straight line wind damages can be absolutely brutal for a wide area. And we know that the conditions for derechos require a little different setup.
Yeah.
But I would say that even if something developed into like a derecho, we haven't seen any wording in the SPC from that.
Mhm.
But if
Dustin
something
dropped off.
did,
I don't know what happened with Dustin.
oh, yeah, even
go ahead.
even if it did develop, it wouldn't develop in Arkansas. It would develop probably outside of Arkansas.
Yeah. So I want you guys to take a look at this. Like I said before, this is gonna freak a lot of people out. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. There's Dustin. Hey Dustin, you enjoy your vacation?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where I went.
So
You went to the moon. You just came back.
he just came back.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to look at this, and this is for Wednesday, and I want to stress this. Wednesday's environment is very, very what we call volatile. Basically, that means that you have a lot of fuel to work with. This is almost maxing out our severe storm fuel scale. As you can see, yellow's weak. You go to moderate, you start getting to the red, and then you start getting to the purple. That's extreme storm fuel. That's instability 4,000 to 5,000 as we move into that Wednesday time frame. So you can see there's your cold front coming into northwest Arkansas, because you can see there's your storm fuel greater to the south and east, and it starts dropping off as you move into Oklahoma and the northwestern Arkansas. I want to stress this, like I said before, folks that are hearing this, what that means is that it is a squall line that is capable of producing 75 to 80 mile per hour winds, I believe, for 3 hour plus. 3 days out, guys. I don't like throwing terms out there because it's going to stick with you guys, and then you guys are going to keep it and you're going to expect it. It's 3 days out. I want to stress this right now. This is 3 days out. Things are going to change between now and then. Please keep that in mind. I know you guys see that big severe weather risk. You immediately expect it to happen, but severe weather is 80% and 20% bust. I want you guys to keep that in mind as we move into Wednesday. We're telling you guys this now because we want y'all to be prepared. But I don't want y'all thinking it's going to be a 100% every single person in Arkansas is going to see severe weather on Wednesday. It's not going to be that way. Some places may not see anything on Wednesday while other areas may experience severe weather. We will keep you guys updated over the next 24 to 48 hours. But as it stands right now, this is what we're looking at. So this is what we call a simulated radar with our storm fuel map as we move into 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Let me stress this and make this crystal clear. It is subject to change. This is not a 100% guarantee slam dunk it's going to happen. This is subject to change. It either can get very worse than this, which I can see that. I mean, it could get even worse than this right now, or it could get better. We've seen that happen before with the last couple of events. It looked like it's going to be a big deal, and then we got to the event, things changed, and then obviously that. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you're paying attention as well. This is our severe storm fuel. So basically, what that means is that what kind of fuel that these storms are going to work with. Think of it like you're trying to start a fire. You have the logs, you have the matches, but do you have the gasoline? Do you have what could be used for these storms to kind of fuel off of to get to that strong to severe thunderstorm point? That's why it's called a severe thunderstorm fuel. So the higher you go up, the more fuel you're going to have for severe storms. This is what we mean. The environment on Wednesday, you're going to have moderate to extreme instability in place. It is going to be a very volatile environment on Wednesday. And you can see as we move into Wednesday night, this is what I'm worried about. Now keep in mind, timing's going to change. I'm going to stress this too to the moon. Timing's going to change on you. It's either going to get earlier or it's going to get later. But right now, it looks like this is what we have. So you have these supercells that are going to try to develop here in northwestern Arkansas, and then they're going to move southeast here. And this is only going to let me take it out to about midnight, but you can see what ends up happening. It taps into that fuel. Boom. Monsters amount of strong thunderstorms forming into a line, basically moving from northwest Arkansas all the way down to central and into eastern Arkansas here. So I want to make this clear. This is Wednesday. This is on Wednesday. Tomorrow, let's take a look at tomorrow so I can kind of reassure everybody right now. This is tomorrow. This is what the radar is going to look like tomorrow. 6 p.m. A few cells down here in southeastern Arkansas. Nothing major tomorrow. It's going to be warm. It's going to be humid. It's going to feel like severe weather. We're not expecting it tomorrow. We're not. We're not expecting any widespread severe weather tomorrow. Wednesday is going to be the big deal across our areas. We move into that time frame here. So, Dustin, Rich, y'all have anything?
No, I think that covered everything good.
What's up?
I was just looking at the 0Z HRR, and it's kind of interesting.
How interesting we're talking?
Needless to say, let's say that during the middle of the day, it's wanting to definitely put some strong storms up there in northwest Arkansas. So.
Okay. I could probably... I don't know if it's going to be available on our end yet. No, it's not, because it's just now coming out. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit or two before I can get that up. I may be able to look at it on other stuff. But I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about that. So I'm going to go back to the timing for it tonight so that folks can kind of have an idea. What you got from me, Rich? What's up?
Yeah, no, I see what he's saying.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Y'all have piqued my interest. I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to look at it for Wednesday. So, Todd, yeah, it's 2 days out. But here's the deal. I would much rather for me to tell you severe weather's coming 2 days out than wait till Wednesday afternoon and say, hey, we've got severe storms. It has the bust potential, don't get me wrong. In severe weather, you walk a fine line. Because, some people want to hear it 2 days out, and some people want to hear it right before it happens. But our job here is to make sure that everybody knows what's coming. So, I get it. No disrespect. That's a fair comment. That is. It's 2 days out, and you guys know me full well. I don't like talking about severe weather when it's, far out, because it can change on you. But I want you guys to be aware of what's coming up on Wednesday, because Wednesday is going to be a main event for us here in Arkansas here. So let me see here. Let me see. What about tonight and tomorrow? Mary, I've got the timing map if you want to take a look. That's going to be for tonight for the storms that are going to be coming in. But keep in mind, if you're in Zone 3, because the majority of our viewers that are coming in is from Little Rock or, Hot Springs Village or some area that just got impacted by severe weather. Keep in mind, if you're in that Zone 3, it's if storms make it. The biggest threat is going to be in western and northwestern Arkansas as we move into tonight here. Okay, so let me see here. Yeah, also you can rewind the video once it's over with. That way you're not missing anything, I promise you. And also, I'm going to tell you guys this. 7 p.m. tomorrow works for both of y'all? Rich?
Oh, yeah.
Rich,
yeah,
Dustin?
that would be fine.
Yeah. If there's nothing going on, we'll have another Q&A session tomorrow, too, to go over Wednesday. So,
a lot more information.
Yeah, we'll have more information by then, too. So you're not missing anything. I promise you guys. And especially if nothing's going on tomorrow, we'll be here. We'll have another live stream ready to go. So that way y'all have the information as we move into Wednesday. So let me see here. Let me see here. I'm gonna go over that. So,
I think we covered pretty much everything.
Pretty much. I'm waiting for the 0Z to kind of finish up. This is the time right now for folks to ask the questions, though. This is trying to get to as many as I can.
Somebody was asking too about is rain anything moving in ahead of this, like MCS or anything like that. Moving in, would it affect the severe threat? And based off of the storm fuel and the volatile atmosphere that we're already seeing, I don't foresee any kind of MCS coming in. And what I mean by that, morning convection system, anything that kind of cloud cover rain that's going to really make a big difference at this point in time. But it still is possible. So I'm not going to say it won't happen. I just say it just doesn't look possible. It doesn't look feasible right now.
I'm going to tell you what, and I know why Wednesday has a cap in place on Monday. It's because of tonight. What's going on is the storms that are moving in tonight is going to put what's called subsidence. So think of it like you got to, I'll put this in kind of layman's terms for y'all to understand. Every time you get a severe storm, it taps into the environment and it leaves behind what's called dry air. And what happened is when these storms push through, it leaves what's called subsidence. If you have a lot of severe storms, it's going to leave a lot of what's called that subsidence in place, and it's going to put a lid in place. Without a system to break it, it's going to be tough to get morning convection Wednesday morning. So basically, layman's terms, kind of put it all together, without a system, you're not going to get storms Wednesday morning. And with that system being delayed until Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening, what's going to end up happening is you're probably going to go much of the day on Wednesday seeing sunshine. That's just to be completely honest with you. You're probably going to see a lot of sunshine during the day on Wednesday. And then what's going to happen is the cold front's going to come in, it's going to tap into that instability, and you're going to get an explosion of thunderstorms. That's just normal. So I can see that on Wednesday. I can see it, and I think it's because of what's going on tonight. Had you had an event on Tuesday, I could see some morning convection on Wednesday. I could see it. What that means is morning thunderstorms. It's going to be tough to get it Wednesday morning. If it happens, that's great. That's awesome. It's going to lead to a severe weather bust. But, man, it's going to be tough. It is going to be very, very tough to get that Wednesday morning. So, wondering when a tornado watch is going to come for northwestern Arkansas. If I know Storm Prediction Center, it's probably going to be close to midnight.
GRT.
Yeah, right before it happens. So, we don't control it. We don't control the watches and warnings. We just report it. I think it'll probably be, like Rich said, just in time, just before the storms get here, if I know them, or they'll try to get it out a little earlier. I know there's several chasers and forecasters that are using the outbreak wording. This is just from my personal stance. Rich and Dustin in the same way. We don't throw that wording out there unless Storm Prediction Center says it.
We're very conservative about that because we don't want to hype or sensationalize any weather here.
Yeah.
This is not the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, definitely. With all due respect, you sound like Kenny Powers. I don't know if... is that a compliment?
Who?
I'm not familiar with Kenny Powers.
Neither am I.
I don't know if that's a comment or not, a compliment or not, but hey, I'll take
But
it.
I want to know who.
I want to know who too. Somebody go look that up. I don't know if that's
Xavier, find out.
Find out
Xavier,
for
let
us.
know which one sounds like Kenny Powers. And somebody
I want
else
to look
get us
this
a-
person
something
up
about
to see if
Kenny
that's a
Powers.
compliment or not.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, Danny McBride. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. Good question, Xavier. Good question. Very solid.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
So
gonna assume we're talking about Cameron.
yeah. I don't know if it was me or one of y'all. I was like, look, I'll take it. It is what it is. So Eric, this is a touchy subject because a lot of people will think that, and I get it. It's fair and it's reasonable. You know, last year we did have that March 31st tornado outbreak here in Arkansas, and it woke a lot of people up. You know, previous years before that, you know, we had our severe events here and there, but that was the first major event that we've had in quite a while. So I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that it's going to be a March 31st 2.0. It just wouldn't be mature, it wouldn't be accurate, but I will say this. Watch Wednesday. Don't go into Wednesday thinking that nothing's going to happen. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure you have your safe place ready to go. You have your plan ready to go. But I can't sit here with it being 2 days out, say that it's going to be an outbreak. Now, obviously, we get to tomorrow, you know, and I'm going to be honest with you. If the models are having what I'm thinking is going to end up happening, I can see a moderate going out. And it'll probably be the lunch update tomorrow. Probably day one. I don't know what Storm Prediction is going to do. I know they're trying to get through the night first before they even talk about Wednesday. But I could see it. I could see it occurring. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. But I'm not going to compare this event to March 31st. It's just, I'm not going to do it right now. So let me see here. So, so what is Thursday looking like? Thursday, we're actually going to get a break. I know y'all are tired of us talking about severe weather every 5 seconds. Once we get past Wednesday, we get into the weekend, it's actually going to be nice. We're actually going to get some cool air coming in. We got a cold front moving in. Temperatures in the 70s for highs. Overnight lows in the 50s. It's going to be nice as we move into the weekend here. So you don't have to worry about that. That's a really good comment. A lot of people are asking, are we still in La Nina or are we in El Nino? We're transitioning into La Nina right now. And I hate saying this, but late month, another round of severe weather is going to be possible here. It's just that endless possibility of severe weather once we get into late month because the cold front is pushing through. You're going to get your return flow. We'll deal with that once we get closer in time. But right now, it's just a wait and see. Let me see here.
Now there's a lot
Yeah, go
more.
ahead.
Just so you know, Cameron. I know you're excited about these. There's a lot more flash flood warnings going up. So.
You're funny. You're real funny. I know.
For the record, people, it's Chaser's worst nightmare to have a flash flood warning while out chasing tornadoes. So that's what the
Yeah. We've been there, done that, and that's because the storms are moving slow. So I want to, Dustin or Rich, one of y'all can take this question too. Will Northeastern Arkansas see a moderate risk on Wednesday? What are y'all thoughts before?
No.
I think if trends, you say no. I think if trends hold, I would say I could see an area where a moderate risk would be.
Oh, Northeast. I am sorry. My brain
What were you
processed
thinking?
that as Southeast. I have no idea why. But yes.
I was about
no.
to say he's so quick to say no. I'm like,
I was
no.
like, man.
I am sorry, audience. My brain is.
Yeah, you're
it's not
good.
braining today.
You're
so,
good.
Yeah,
It's a
Northeast
Monday.
Arkansas, yes.
Hey,
yes.
you know, I was just thinking about it and looked at that area you drew out earlier. If that's the
Yeah.
case, that could wipe all three of us.
Well, maybe that's what my brain was trying to block it out. I was saying no, please don't be moderate up here because
Yeah.
and I live up here, so I blocked it out. So that's my no. But yes, unfortunately.
But like I said, it would be
Might
based
keep us on
off
swivel,
of
guys. Yeah.
It would be based off of if trends hold again and if things continue to move forward and progress the way that they are right now. So I mean, it's don't wait till it's a moderate or anything else to take everything seriously.
Good point, Dustin.
And as of right now, I believe we have several tornadoes that are not even in a 2% tor area.
Wow.
Up in near Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Again?
another
Up
tornado
there?
warning. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had it rough last couple of events, man. They've had it absolutely rough up there. I see it up there. It's up there near Nebraska. There's some in Nebraska going to Iowa, and then you have some up there on the southwestern portions of Minnesota. So they've had it.
And
they've had
according
it
to the
rough.
SBC, yeah, according to SBC, it is 20 miles from the 2% tor.
Wow.
So weather doesn't care about borders.
They do not whatsoever. So we have one question from Pat. I came in late. Can you please tell me about tomorrow? I have to travel tomorrow. Can you give us a location on where you're going to be traveling and where you're from? And we'll probably be able to answer your question a little bit more into detail here. So let me see here. So Taylor, good question. We have a lot of people asking about Wednesday. Could it go moderate? I want to make this clear. Just kind of piggybacking off what Dustin said. Don't bank on everything going moderate on Wednesday. I want you guys to take an effect. Let me go back to Wednesday's event real quick. A level 2 is enough. A level 1 in some cases is enough. The other day, on what was it? I think what was today? Today is Monday, so that would be, did we have anything? Was it yesterday where we had the 2% tour? Where Southwest Arkansas got
I
that
believe
brief
so.
tornado? Was it yesterday or Saturday?
I think it was Saturday.
I think it was Saturday. Okay, so my days are kind of running together, so you have to bear with us. So, other day, we had a level 1, and we had a couple of confirmed tornadoes. So, don't wait for it to go level 4 before you start taking severe weather seriously. Could this go moderate? Yeah, definitely. I can see it. I can see it occurring. I can see it happening. Like we just talked about. But good. This is a really good comment from Eric. No matter the risk, you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared just in case. You see what's going on right now, like Rich just mentioned. Those that are in a very low tornado risk are seeing tornado warnings right now. Folks that are not even in the high risk are seeing tornado warnings right now. So, no matter the risk, be prepared for severe weather as we get into Wednesday.
Well, and something else that you're talking about too. You're talking about the wind, but we're also not mentioning very much about the hail, as you've seen in the active chat where Jeff put that in there. There's reports of 4-inch diameter hail.
Wow.
Just west of I believe over there, Wichita. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, but please talking about over there in Kansas. In that area. I mean, 4-inch diameter hail, folks. That'll do some major damage.
Could kill your team if you're outside in it.
Yeah.
That's 4-inch hail, and you got to remember when it's coming down, it's coming at you at a velocity of like 70 to 80 miles per hour. Just depends on how strong your updraft is. So yeah, if you're outside without any protection, it could actually do some serious damage to you. So let me see here. I want to. Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
There was a comment in here. I was interested to see what your response to it was. Was asking if it goes moderate, would you actually consider going out and doing chasing, or are you going to stay put?
No. I'm Weather Center. I want you guys to have, because we're going to have Derek out, and we're going to have his team out and everything like that. So we're gonna do Weather Center. I'm gonna do Weather Center this go around. I think the state needs the 3 of us and our forecast team, and we're gonna have our chase team out regardless. So I think, Wednesday is gonna be Weather Center Day. Now, if it was west of Arkansas and Arkansas was in the clear, I'd consider it possibly, but no, this go around we're gonna be here. We're gonna give you guys, like we always do when we have one of those major events here in Arkansas. So,
I do want to bring back. I do
Yeah.
want to bring up real quick though
Yeah.
that Chasecation, you will be going out chasing.
Yeah, I'll be gone for 10 days. So don't worry.
We'll be covering that.
Yeah, we'll be covering that
live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have all that information for you guys probably after we get past Wednesday. We'll start talking about it and everything like that. I am going to be gone for 10 days late this month, going out with Derek to the plains to go chasing for 10 days.
Oh,
So
quick
we'll have
interruption.
Yeah, what's
Can you
up?
go? Can you go back to tonight's
Yes, sir, I
timing
can.
real quick?
Yep, I
Yeah.
can.
And then I want to briefly touch base on some potentials for, So some people, yes, we normally encourage you to rewind, but I'll say real quick for you guys, latecomers, tonight, Northwest Arkansas, Zone 1, expect storms coming around 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. and the biggest threat is definitely going to be in your northwest Arkansas region. As the storms come more east, they start having the potential to start breaking up in less severity, and we're doubtful about the storms really making it to zone 3, but if they do, they'll be less severe than how they entered the state.
Yeah, so I'm drawing out kind of how the storms are going to go tonight. They're going to go in this general area. So it's going to start up here in northwestern Arkansas. You're going to make it into that zone 1. This is zone 2. And then if they were to make it in this area, this is where it's going to be right now. I want to address this too. I'm going to go back to this comment. I don't know where. I'm pretty sure we said that earlier on Wednesday. There's always that 20% bust potential. I want to make this clear. So severe weather is not a 100% slam dunk guarantee. We get a lot of flack for that whenever we talk about severe weather. It's not a 100% guarantee. It's not. I mean, even the highest risk, like you go out to the west, there's a whole 5 out of 5 level for severe weather high risk, and that still wasn't 100% guaranteed. So yes, the environment, the setup would warrant little to no bust potential, but you still have that room of error of something going wrong on Wednesday, and this ends up completely flopping. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. We're not sitting here throwing out outbreak wording, telling folks there's going to be, apocalypse, and your town's going to be wiped off the face of the earth and all that. We're not sitting here talking about all that. We're sitting here telling you guys that severe weather is possible, and the environment supports it, but there is that bust potential. There is that 20% low risk for this to completely, anything can happen. This is Arkansas. You know how things are here. It gets weird. It gets weird. It can get worse from here, or it can get better. But the environment itself on Wednesday is capable of supporting severe weather as we move into that Wednesday time frame. Okay, so let me see here. Do you think there's a chance that, and that's a good question, there's a chance the movement could have fallen apart as we move into northwestern Arkansas? I'm going to say possibly, but you have a good amount of storm fuel in place, and these storms are pretty strong coming out of the Oklahoma area. So I think it's going to hold on just long enough to get into northwestern Arkansas, and then they will start the weekend as they move further into eastern Arkansas. Let me see here. If storms make it... Oh, so Kim's already got that. What you got for me? What you about to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, latest models do indicate still a strong entering into Arkansas at this time. So it's not giving us any indication that it's going to break up before it gets to Arkansas or anything.
Yeah. So, Tammy, just now tuning in, I want to kind of clarify this. We're not expecting anything tomorrow. If you have plans tomorrow, rest assured you're going to be okay. I promise you. I know we had talked about this weekend at that Tuesday time frame. We were going to have severe weather. Everything we have looked at right now does not support storms tomorrow. So, tomorrow, I'm going to make this crystal clear. You're going to be good. There may be a few cells that may pop up in eastern and southeastern Arkansas. It's not going to be a big deal tomorrow. You're going to get a break. So, you got storms moving in tonight. They're going to carry it in tomorrow morning. You're going to get a break throughout the day tomorrow. So if you've got plans tomorrow, you're good. Wednesday is the main event. This is Wednesday. Wednesday going into Thursday, not Tuesday. Tuesday, you are good to go. I promise you. It's going to be warm. It's going to be humid. We're going to get blown up with questions. Are we expecting severe weather today? We're not. We're not expecting severe weather on Tuesday. I guarantee you we're not. We may have a few cells that may pop up, but we're not expecting any severe weather on tomorrow. And as a matter of fact, I know we have a risk. I don't know if they're going to keep it. I don't know if they're going to keep the severe threat for tomorrow, just to be honest with you. I just don't see it. I mean, you may have a few cells pop up, but that capping inversion is going to keep things from popping up for tomorrow. So
yeah, I was really surprised they even had something for Tuesday.
Same here.
I potentially thought it was for the overnight hours storm, but no, it's not. And so we're not seeing what the SPC is seeing right now, so they'll probably end up dropping it by the time it be 1 o'clock comes in.
So I want to make this clear because a lot of people are getting confused about this. You have storms moving in tonight into tomorrow morning. You get a break on Tuesday, and then you get storms Wednesday into Thursday. To repeat, you get storms tonight into Tuesday. During the day tomorrow, you're good, and then Wednesday and the Wednesday night and the Thursday is where you're going to have the severe weather potential. So tonight, storms. Tomorrow, break. Wednesday and the Thursday is when we're expecting this. So right now what we're talking about is we're bouncing between tonight and Wednesday. We're talking about both threats right now. So focus on tonight. We're going to get through tonight. And then 100% full 100% coverage going straight to Wednesday as we get into tomorrow. Okay, so tonight, like I said
And
before.
also,
Yeah, go ahead. What you have for me, Dustin? What's up?
well, I was just thinking, just don't, like I said, I don't want people getting confused either, thinking that they're just not going to see rain. It won't, nothing's going to happen on Tuesday. Like I said, you could still see some, rain or some systems move through, but nothing is going to be severe or raise any kind of potential,
Yeah.
warnings or anything like that.
This is why we have this. This is for that. I saw that one comment. This is why we have this, folks. This is why you got to do this too. You can't skim read our graphics. This is why we have if storms make it. The reason why we have zone 3, and I almost didn't put zone 3 in here, but I did it because of the fact that we don't know what's going to happen with these storms as they're coming out of northwestern Arkansas. So this is if, I mean a big if, storms make it into this area. This is not a 100% guarantee that you're going to see showers, thunderstorms tonight. That's the reason why we have if storms make it into this zone 3, because of the fact that we don't know. I think right now, based off of the next timing update, I'm probably going to drop much of this area and probably focus more up here in northeastern Arkansas based off what I've seen so far. But right now, I don't see a lot of activity in this zone 3. Your best activity for tonight is going to be up here in this area. But we're going to watch zone 3 just in case these storms were to make it into this area. That's why we have if storms make it into that zone 3 area. It's not a 100% guarantee that it's going to make it. So let me see here. So yeah, a lot of people get frustrated we don't go over questions. Y'all have to realize there's a million questions in front of y'all's comment. Like, I mean, we're not robots here. We can't sit here and immediately produce an answer. So y'all are going to have to be patient with us. I love this comment from Catherine. Bounce between Facebook and YouTube. Please be patient. I love that. So thank y'all for taking so much time to go over everything, especially with everyone on edge because of the storms from last March. Yeah, I get it. That's what's just going to happen. A lot of people are going to be on edge, especially with Wednesday. Like I said before, the last time we had a hatched that was pretty much for the entire state of Arkansas was March 31st. That was the last time we had one that major. So is it going to be a March 31st 2.0? Let's wait and see. I'm not going to say no to that, and I'm not going to say yes, but it's a wait and see. Every event is unique in its own unique way. That's just how it is. I mean, you have events like, let's go back in history real quick. You have events. Let's take a just kind of a throwing out there. You have events like out there in the southeast in the Dixie area. You have events like April 27th, 2011, where it was classified, dubbed as a super tornado outbreak, where you had, I think, what was it, 100, 200 reports of tornadoes out there during that event. And then you have something like March 2021, where you had another high risk out there, and it produced 100 tornadoes, but it was a different setup. It was unique in its own unique way. So that's what we mean. Not every setup is going to be like it was, in previous events. They're going to be unique in different ways. You'll have an event that one tornado went through a town, but the next event, you don't see anything at all. So that's what we mean. That's why I don't like, a lot of people on social media, they will tell you immediately, if they see this risk, it's going to be a 2.0, they'll try to scare you and all that. We don't like doing that here. We like give you guys factual information and accurate information here, and we'll tell you in a heartbeat that every system is unique in their own little way whenever you're dealing with it here in Arkansas. Hopefully that makes sense for everybody. So let me see here. Let's see. Any timing for Wednesday is still too early. 4 p.m. to midnight. 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoon to midnight, Wednesday night and Thursday. That's going to be the timing as we move into that Wednesday time frame here. And that's going to go for the majority of the area. I cross my heart, guys. Once we get past tonight's event, we're going to break down everything, and we're going to give you guys the timing and stuff like that here. So we promise you guys we're going to get to you that. But right now, I'm not going to sit here and do it because it's too early. But a broad timing, 4 p.m. to midnight, is a pretty good bet. So, y'all have anything? Rich, sound like you have something you want to talk about.
No, I think we've covered everything that we possibly can. We just need to wait till the system comes through and we'll cover Wednesday's threat tomorrow afternoon,
Definitely.
7.
Yeah, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Same time. That works. Because I don't think we'll have much going on tomorrow here. So, let me see. I think that's really it in terms of everything. Let me double check everything real fast. I think that's really it for all the stuff right now here. So, I'm going to go back over. This is what we got for tonight. Western Arkansas, 10 p.m. to 2. The Zone 2 area from 1 a.m. to 5, Zone 2, and then 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., and that is if storms make it into that Zone 3 area. If you're in Hot Springs, Little Rock, the Conway area, if you're, in Central Arkansas, rest assured that if storms make it, we'll let you know. But right now, we're going to have to watch it very closely. I think the Zone 1, Zone 2 area is going to have the best potential. We'll see what happens as it moves into Central and into Eastern Arkansas here, guys. So, I think that's all we got. If y'all have anything, Rich, Dustin, if y'all have any more input y'all need to put out, are we good?
Nope.
We're good? All right. So, that's all we got for you guys right now. Obviously, we're going to get the YouTube continuous live stream up when the storms are getting close to northwestern Arkansas. And then we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m., to go over the Wednesday threat here. So that is all we got for you guys right now. We're going to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.